Hello, beautiful people and fellow whiners. Welcome finally to another episode of A Little Something to Wine About with your host, Siobhan, Camille, and Ty Michelle, where we wine while we wine, and we're going to wine a lot today. It's been a try. If you've been with us on Instagram Live, thank you.
Thank you for bearing with us.
The past 30 minutes. If you are on YouTube, thank you for watching as well. Although if you're watching this on YouTube now, you're probably watching the recorded version. And that's great because you didn't get to see all chaos.
Woo.
But if you want to see the chaos, you can see it on our Instagram because who's editing that? No one. So it's at A Little Something, the number 2, Wine About. It is February. Well, technically, yeah, it's March. But we're doing our February Wine Out. So it's 4th Saturday. Join us live every 4th Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, when we do this thing here.
Yeah.
So we have 2 guests with us. If y'all been with us, y'all know what the wine outs are about. And grab a glass of whatever. Just something at this point.
Okay.
Just grab a glass, pour something in it, and
pour it up.
Join us on the couch. It's just been
Oh, yes. Hey, y'all. Y'all know, like she said, we've been through a lot. We're going to get better at this. This is only our second live. So we are going to give ourselves grace and ask you for grace. And if you can't give it, we love you too while you exit stage left. So for the month of February, we did our wines for the culture. So that meant that all of our wines were made or sponsored by us. So you see the table. So now what we've done, we've grabbed some guests. These are my lovely, 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 lovely siblings. Y'all know it's a lot that come with me, clearly. So, and that means siblings too. So I have my brother, Patrick.
I'm in the building, Big Z. It's Big Z up in here, man. You already know what it is. Show what it is, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It ain't, don't call me Patrick. You said Patrick.
You're my brother,
It's
Patrick.
just gonna have to be. I'm not gonna
Okay. And this is my new sister-in-law.
No, dude, she been here.
Her name, hey. Yep.
What is
I'm new to the podcast. Y'all both new to the podcast.
Yeah.
So you just
These are their first time. This is their first time on the podcast. So we don't know what we gonna get. This y'all gonna get what you get. You know how we do on this show. You get what you get. It's authentic. Okay. Ooh, bars. Okay.
Wow. Oh, that happened. Y'all witnessed that. That happened.
So, we have our wonderful, loyal. I promise y'all, I'm gonna make this look better. It's gonna be better. The next wine out, bam. The next wine out is gonna look better. But we have our trusty question jar. Some more questions have been added to the jar. So as you know how this goes, one question, you taste one wine. We have our famous dump bucket.
If you just can't
finish.
You just can't.
Okay. Of course, we have a little crackles and ham and turkey.
Okay.
And cheese.
A little platter. And so we're gonna pour our first glass.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna pull our first
question. And we're gonna let
y'all put the first wine. We all gonna taste the same wine
at the same time.
So we can all review it after we do the first question. Pick one.
Oh, ladies first.
White top. So
okay, so she chose brown by the House of Brown. This is a Chardonnay. It's a 2020 Chardonnay. Okay, so while we're doing that, someone can pick the wine.
So
the question.
Your wife pick the wine, you can pick the question.
Can I put this back and pick my question?
No. It is random.
That is
question.
not how
That's
that
not
works.
how this goes.
I cannot.
You're gonna be the problem child today.
Today is
so strong on my port.
Look,
So
we
do
enjoyed
I
this.
read my question?
Yes, you have to read the question
Out
out
loud.
loud.
So
Right now?
question, first wine. Yeah, we got our wine poured.
Okay.
So now
Do we toast first? Or?
No toast.
No toast.
Oh.
Just read the question.
What was your first alcoholic drink? Well, my first alcoholic drink was Eric E&J over a side of Coca-Cola.
Over a side of Coca-Cola.
And then I chased it with a Mad Dog 2020. That's really,
Wow.
really funny. Yeah. That drink was only $2.50.
So this wasn't recent. Clearly. This was way back in the day.
He telling.
Yeah, I'm 45. Yeah. I'm 45.
We got it
It
documented.
was back in the day. It was like 1990.
In the 1900s.
1998, I was going to school and stuff like that.
I was.
So I was celebrating just being happy, and I had E&J on the side of Coke, and that was kind of strong. So they was like, take this Mad Dog 2020.
Add some alcohol to it. And some more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I put people out of my house after that first drink.
Okay.
I understand why they call it Mad Dog now.
Oh.
I was just angry for no reason.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And Raw, what was your first drink?
My first drink was Boone's Farm wine.
Oh, okay.
Strawberry Hill.
Strawberry. Okay, she was fruity. She was
Mhm.
fruit. Okay. See, I wish somebody would have introduced me to a wine first. My first alcohol. Okay, no. No. Shut up. My first alcoholic drink, and don't judge my daddy,
Did you put it on your daddy?
was a beer. He used to put beer in my bottle, and he would have his bottle of beer, and I would have mine. So that was technically my first until his mom found out and she whooped him, and he was grown. And she said, "You better stop doing that to my baby." So technically, that was my first experience with alcohol, but my first knowing, like my choice,
My body,
my choice. Yes, experience with it was Goldenschlager. Goldenschlager.
That's
It's
a
an alcohol. No, it's not. It's an alcohol that's supposed to have gold
Russian.
flakes in it.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was room temperature. I had it with my sister Isha. I love her. She was like, "You gonna take this?" Malachi wasn't here yet. I was like, "I don't drink. I want to wait till I'm 21." She was like, "You close enough?" Yeah, I was 20. She was like, "You close enough? Drink this. Just take the shot." Okay. And I took. She was like, "It got gold in it," because y'all know I like sparkly stuff. So my sister was like trying to like be like, "Hey, come on, you drinking gold?" And I was like, "Stupid." Okay.
And it's still nasty.
It is horrible.
He said gold on
It's called
Golden Slaughter.
It's actually a drink.
It's a yes.
Golden Slaughter.
Golden Slaughter.
My man. Thank you, love.
Yes. Yes.
La boy,
Like boyfriend.
Little boy.
So yes, that was my first alcoholic drink. Okay.
It was nasty. It was like an aftertaste, but it's like a hit. You know how Patron
It tastes just like liquor.
It's cinnamon nuts.
Oh, that's.
I don't like cinnamon.
Oh. None at all?
No.
So you don't like the little cheap?
No.
What's the thing called?
Cinnamon buns?
No.
Because of cinnamon candy.
No, this the drink that's pretty much
Fireball.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, I don't like
I don't
fireball.
like that.
You like Fireball?
I mean, I'll drink the shot, but if it's a choice, no.
What about you? What was your first drink? Wow.
She guilty.
Wow.
My first drink actually came to me courtesy of my father.
What's up with these days?
I would say this. I was braiding his hair in high school. Yup. And he was drinking, and it's not like it was anything super heavy. So I think that was part of it. It was a Bacardi. Was it Bacardi Silver? I want to say. It wasn't heavy to me.
It's heavy.
The bottle?
The bottle might not be heavy, but the alcohol.
No. It was Bacardi. It was a Bacardi Silver in the glass bottle, the individual in the pack. And he was drinking one. His friend was there, and I was like, "Can I have one?" And he was like,
It was a wine, a cooler, like a.
"It was." Listen, because I
I'm
already
really doing this right now. Like,
Right, that's what
on that
she said in the pack. Out in the pack. I ain't never seen that in the pack.
It wasn't it was, no, not that. It wasn't Bacardi. What was it?
We on the camera.
And that's
It's okay.
fine. We
This
do
is
this
what
all the
happens
time.
when we're live.
So we go.
This is live. Yep.
Okay.
You get it all. We love you. We love
It
you all.
wasn't silver. Then what was it? It was. I know it was a Bacardi, and I know it came in the thing, and it wasn't that high. It was like 7% alcohol, which I know it wasn't that.
So it was a wine cooler.
But it wasn't.
Well, not a wine cooler, but
yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But that was it was one of these, but it wasn't the strawberry because he was a grown man. It was like,
oh, okay, the Bacardi silver coolers. Gotcha. Gotcha.
So that was the first one. He was just like, just don't mess my hair up. And I was like, okay. Because I was doing his hair
right.
And his friend was like, are you sure? He was like, she'll be fine. So no. Okay. Yes and no. My actual first taste, like with you, was actually mine was an accident. Because the first drink I had was rum and coke, and that was not intentional. My dad was my father. I blame all this on my father. He was in the kitchen, and he was pouring. All I saw was him pouring coke in a cup,
and you thought it was coke.
Right. So when he left the room, I was like, "Oh, I want some coke, but I don't want to go get none because then I like checking the coke levels. You gonna know I drink soda. I wasn't supposed to be drinking, so I'm gonna just take a sip out the cup." And I literally went, "Oh!" And I was so glad I was like sick because I took like a big swallow and spit it out. And he came in the room, and I was like he did something wrong. This was 12-year-old me. What was in the cup? Like, how did you? Right. What was in the cup? Right. And he was like, it was Coke. And I know what Coke tastes like. That was not Coke. You taste your drink was in my cup? Yes. What's in that cup? He got in trouble. It was rum and Coke. I said, ugh, that's disgusting. And just walked out, right? I never told my mother. But I chastised him. I chastised my father because I was trying to steal your drink and you ain't
you wasn't doing it right.
So that was my first experience, and then I think, and then the Bacardi silver, and then after that was the Smirnoff. Still in high school with my cousin. I'm not gonna shout out her name, but I'm trying to get her in trouble with them.
But you got your daddy in trouble.
Well,
hey, Dad, he's grown.
So y'all thinking we ain't got feelings? It's just throw the daddy on the bus day.
My daddy's 70. I'm gonna be honest. He don't care. You know that.
Your daddy don't care about
nothing. Okay.
So that was my first experience. My first alcohol.
Can we comment on this wine?
Yes. Then we are now at that part. So.
Oh, this is the part that you got to do in seconds.
Yes.
Well, technically, it's a dry. It hits you in the back of your throat, like dry. I don't really like bitter wines.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna put it in the bucket because I feel like nothing should be put to waste. Because people in Africa need something to drink. So I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, so they need wine.
You need wine.
I got it.
Wine dehydrates you, so that might not be helpful.
But okay, it's so the ratings are
1 to
from
5.
From 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, all the way to 5.
Okay, so I would give it. I would give it a 3.
Okay.
I would give it a 3, and I believe if you let it sit for longer, if you open it up next year.
Okay.
I think it would.
A little aged.
You need an age.
Yeah, it should be aged.
Okay.
I taste like white grapes, and
you do.
Yeah, it tastes white grapes. And
the Chardonnay grape. Okay.
It's
plenty of
that don't look right. I'm sorry.
Turkey and I didn't make it look pretty. I literally just threw it in the tray.
Put it on the plate.
Put it on the table.
We was already what?
Why you get mad at me? I like spinach.
So you giving this a 3? And
I give it a 3.
Ron, how do you feel?
It's a 4. Okay. It's a 4 for me. It's a little peppery. But I like it.
Okay.
And so for this, I originally gave it a 3, and Michelle originally gave it a 4. This was the episode that we both had to have the same wine.
Yeah,
this side would give it a 3,
and we would give it a 4.
So you know.
I have a question for you, wine. Something to whine about. Why do we do this? What is this for?
So the swirl helps the aromas and the wine. Fun fact: the aromas, it awakens the aromas and the subtle taste. It awakens the wine and the notes and all of that good stuff.
A note is the
It's just
subtle
flavors
flavors
in the wines. Yes. There's also different glasses, shaped wine glasses. Like when you see different wine glasses and the shapes of them, it's reasons for those as well. But these are all things you all can learn on Instagram. Just follow us at a little something, the number 2 wine about. We have wine fun facts that we list, wine holidays that are taking place. So just subscribe. You'll get everything. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And while we move on to the next question and next wine. So Patrick Z, we're gonna let you pick the next wine,
You
sir.
can't say C like that. You gotta say C. You gotta say that wine right there.
in the middle.
In the middle.
So
Yeah.
we got so that is a Chardonnay, also by Longevity out of California.
Longevity is whose wine?
Don't ask me that, I don't remember.
Okay.
I knew it for that
It's on the
episode.
back of the bottle.
No.
It doesn't say the owner. Y'all can
It's
check
a black
out
person.
episode 39 if you want the truth of the background of it.
It's a black person.
But I don't. It's a guy. It was a guy.
Yep, it's a black guy.
It's black.
So, who picked that? Okay, Rod, you get
So
to pick
Rod
the
gets
next
to pick
question
the next
while we
question.
pour this. Pull it up, pull it up. What y'all pull that up?
All right.
So the question says, choose one. No TV, no internet, no cell phone, and why?
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's easy for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
That's pretty.
it is nice golden color.
That's white grapes too.
What's yours?
I don't know. I could do.
Excuse me.
I can do all 3 for real.
She said choose one.
Oh, I know it says choose one, but I'm being honest. I
But
can do all
we're
3.
talking just one.
Choose one.
Jesus Christ.
Choose one. No TV.
Okay.
Shit. Wow.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes it's nothing on TV.
I can
They
do it.
replay the same things, and you know,
That's
you have all those channels and still nothing to watch.
I don't really have
So-
an issue about TV. Okay. What's yours?
I'm actually gonna say no TV.
I'm gonna say right here no more.
But I'm gonna say no TV because the other 2 options are with internet and your phone.
Mm.
With the internet and your phone, you can get the TV show.
But
I
it
don't
said-
need the actual TV to watch my show.
Listen, it said choose one.
Right.
She
Okay, well I
said
can stream on
TV.
Netflix. I don't need TV. I can get Netflix on my phone.
Miss Tanya, what is yours?
My response was going to be TV as well.
Oh, hell no.
No, no, because like you said, now with all the apps and the technology that we have, it's getting to the point. That's why cable is becoming an extinct thing, because people are subscribing to the apps, which is why a lot of the cable channels are now having their own streaming services, because people are saying, I don't need cable. All I need is a smart TV. I can get an app, watch what I want to watch. That way they can fast forward through commercials. I don't like
If there are
commercials. If there are commercials, I don't like commercials. So for me, when I watch TV, which my husband hates, I will watch the same movies over and over again because I stay on the movie channels. I don't like commercials. I feel like I might have ADHD along with dyslexia and everything else that I have because I don't like commercials. I lose interest. Commercial time, they be like, oh, go get something. I will go get something and forget that I'm watching the TV show and be like, oh, crap, I missed it. But I mean, of course, now in the age of you can rewind your TV, you know, it's not that much of a big deal or pause it. I'm not there. And before I go through all that hassle, just give me the movie. Like, just don't put the commercials in there. You got me for this hour to 3, whatever, however long.
And I get more annoyed, honestly, right now with commercials because I feel like everywhere I go, you're advertising to me. Whether I'm on social media with all of the algorithms, whether you're walking down the street. There was a time when it was literally TV commercials and billboards. That's all you had.
Right.
Even Facebook, Instagram, all of them when they first started didn't have all these ads. Now I'm getting like 18 hair growth, grow your hair. ads on Instagram that I've said stop showing me this, and you're still showing me these same ads.
All because I bought hair grease last week.
Or not even last week. You just looked it up yesterday or
Yeah.
last night.
Well, that's y'all problem. You gotta stop shopping on your phones. That
We
way
didn't say shopping. We said look it up.
Look it up. That's all you gotta do. It's an open invitation. Me, I would choose the cell phone. Leave me the hell alone. Because every time my phone ring, I can watch a show. Hell no. Ring, ring, ring. Hello. Somebody wants you to do something. Do you understand? You get a phone call. This is what happens when you get a phone call. What you doing? Why? Is what you want to say. But you got to be respectful depending on who it is. You know what I'm saying? What you doing? In my room, what the hell you want? What you want? What's the problem? Can you, no matter what you're doing for real, they ain't got something for you to do. So me personally, take that damn phone, leave me alone. I'm watching my TV, because internet, because we don't have cable. We got the Firefly.
Fire stick.
That one, that part. There you go. We got the Fire
Wasn't
Stick.
that a TV show, Firefly?
I was like,
We got the Fire Stick where though you can
yeah.
you can download what you want. Now with the commercials thing, sometimes really I like that because of the advertisement. You can see exactly what it is that they are promoting. Now I will say this: when I was coming up, I ain't really used to, even to the day, seeing women shave their what is not the public hair? What it's called? Not the
Pubic?
Yeah, that hair. By the draws.
Uh-huh.
And they get real close and they show you like, well, damn.
Every time.
It ain't like that. And then, even with douches and all that nowadays, you know what I mean? Don't say that.
No, you're fine. I'm just waiting to see where this is going.
No, I'm saying just how open with, some things used to be.
Yes, the society in the world today has definitely opened up too much for everyone. Absolutely. They have no regards to children, decorum, or censorship. So I understand.
Your 12-year-old daughter, daddy, I need tampon. Daddies be like, oh, no, what? Yeah, I need the things that go. Wait a minute. Flag on the plate. What? I need the depend ones. Depends for grown folk. No, baby. No, daddy. Depends are not for grown. They make depends for period. They got period depend. Then I'll go in the store looking like, I got big kahunas. I will buy my wife's stuff. Feminine product. But I'm buying depends. Depends.
It's just the brand.
I'm just saying it depends. All right. I'm older, so it's like period depends. And so, I go where the diapers are. And I really ain't got good sense. So I'm gonna ask somebody. If you don't know, you gotta ask somebody.
I cannot.
You know what I'm saying? Am I lying though? If you don't
No,
know,
you're right.
And then how you look? Hey, where your period depends? What?
Let's clarify something.
Okay.
These depends are not for me. I don't wear depends because you
I'm
do
just
white
throwing-
feminine products.
Baby, listen.
And
This ain't got nothing to
depends.
do. I'm talking
So
about
I don't wear
promotion.
depends.
See, this is the problem we be having at home. We'll be having conversations. Like,
He
you
did
understand
say
what
his daughter.
advertising.
But
He did switch to
That's-
white. but
Yeah, and then he went
back.
back to depends.
It's okay.
No. And
It's
then
okay.
diapers.
That's what I'm talking about right
Is that right?
See, right now, we should have somebody. 5 minutes. What the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You feel me? That's what I'm talking
It's
about.
okay.
With that
We
thing.
understand that not all men are as
I
progressive
like that.
as the time that that we are in. I feel like that part of things is a bonus. That's where I kind of side with the feminists. We want our guys and males to be aware and not ashamed or not embarrassed of feminine products because it's a natural part of life, and we want you all to understand that it's normal and normalizing that a period exists. It's for a reason. It's not anything yucky. It's not anything that you should be ashamed of or anything like that. So now you get to see the generational thing. So like he said, from his generation, that wasn't something that they did. Even to my husband, he was like, look, I love you, but I'm not going to go buy your pads. And we had to sit down and have a conversation because my first reaction was, Not, oh my God, I can't believe that. My first reaction was, you have 3 girls. What were you going to do? And considering 2 of them live in the house with you, what were you going to do? What were you going to teach them? Had you not had
a woman
in the house, or a woman even around when those things happen? No, because this is real conversation. So we had
but they may not be in the house.
They may
Let's
not
say
be
that
in the
first
house,
time
and
your daughter has
still,
a cycle,
it might not be. It's still anything. That doesn't happen. Oh, when someone's around all the time. Right. That's not how that happens. Right. That's not. So this is why we want men to not be ashamed, not be like, oh my God, icky or uncomfortable. We need you all to be comfortable with it, especially because we have more single fathers out there that are actually doing the job. And we need them to be comfortable with saying, because that then how they react affects the child. Mm-hmm. So we need you all to be comfortable so that girl doesn't feel uncomfortable. Because for a long time we have felt uncomfortable saying we're on our period. Really? Or yes. Do you not know how many people in middle school's horror period stories are? They came on their period. They didn't know. I know a young lady specifically. She was walking around passing out papers. She never had her period before. We're in middle school. She came on her period. She had on white pants. They called her Fishy Blank. I'm not going to put her name out there. For the rest of her middle school and high school career. Because it wasn't taught that this is normal. This is what happens. Yeah. This is how you should react. Instead of, now it's being taught that, but then it wasn't that, because that's one of the benefits of the whole mental health awareness. That is one of the benefits. So it's, but you didn't think about that because no one thinks about that stuff, or they thought about that stuff that sticks with the person. So we are now getting to the point where we're saying, hey, that right there you shouldn't do because this, and the long-lasting effects that they have. It's too many people out here with horror period stories when it's something that's very natural. It happens to every real woman. Period. Real woman, like biological chromosome woman.
Well, what I never understood with that when it came to men anyway is
why no.
Why are y'all so embarrassed to get it, to go to the store to buy this stuff? Everybody knows it's not for you. As a woman, I'm more embarrassed, quite frankly, when I would be in middle school or high school and have to go buy this, and there's a guy working behind the counter. I'm more embarrassed because these products, if they're not for me, like let's say I was going for my mom in high school, or even if I was going for me, these could be attributed to me. As a man, if you walk in, even if a woman saw you, it would be, okay, he got a daughter or he's got a wife or a girlfriend. Don't care. It's normal. If another man saw you, he's going to look and be like, he got a wife or a girlfriend or a daughter. As a woman, if I go and another woman is there and I'm buying these products, she'll be like,
you are.
I understand.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
But a guy, if I go and put these products on the counter, I don't know in his head if it's ill, because that is the stigma that has been attached to it.
Let me explain something to you. I got to break it down. Now, coming from a man's point of view, when we see blood, it's always in pain. Am I making sense?
Okay.
When guys see blood, it's in pain. Bumps and bruises, scrapes and knees, sticking needle out, needle hurts and all that, right? So as a guy, I was a little boy growing up, and you got stuff in this red coming out in the middle. That hurt, or blood stinks. We know. And so it wasn't something like we're directing it like, do that hurt? You understand what I mean? It's more, we look at blood as pain. Pain is simple. Everybody knows blood's flowing through your veins, but when men are in contact with blood, it's normally with pain, or it's pain pretty much. Bump, bruises, scrapes, knees, stick needles, tattoos, all that's still a similar pain. That mine is pretty good. I'm talking really good sense this time. I'm great with that. Great, but you understand what I'm saying? But back to the issue of promoting, it's like no holds bar anywhere around the board, and this wine is really good. It just had the scent. It hits you.
The smell?
Yeah, like
it's oaky.
It's
Yeah.
very open.
It's very
It's
open.
very open.
Yeah.
So what's your rating for the
I
wine?
give it a 4.
All that
He was
conversation.
so-
All that to say.
He gives it a 4. Okay, and
I'm giving 4 too.
okay, another 4. My original rate. Well, I didn't have.
You didn't have this one.
So my original rating was nothing. This Chardonnay, I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Oh.
This is a good stiff Chardonnay.
It's stiff, yes.
And anybody, I am a Chardonnay drinker. This right here,
I come to the table with good wine. Have y'all learned yet? Have
this
y'all learned?
right here,
Have y'all learned?
I wish I knew which African American is responsible for this. This here Chardonnay.
I mean, he's a good one.
He is a good winer.
Matter of
but
fact,
we
I do
gotta
know that
put
he's
it
the
out there that this is a black man.
yeah,
Yes, all of these wines are by black people.
indeed.
That was our tribute to Black History Month, February. Golden History Month, because I'm no longer black. I'm golden.
She had a whole thing
I
about
had
it.
a whole thing. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, man,
So
Jill,
this
that's
was
great.
made by winemaker Phil Long, who is the president of the Association of African American Vintners and the founder of Longevity Wines.
I appreciate you. This is a good Chardonnay. And if there's any left, I'm taking it.
So I originally gave this a 3, but I'm gonna give it a 4 because of time. I remember I told you this one. I said I like this one better than the brown when the brown came after, and I did. I really do enjoy I love the smell of this. The oaky scent to this is awesome. I told you when I
It's
had it that I
clean.
figured you would like it. It's clean, it's crisp. It's what a Chardonnay should be. I just don't really like Chardonnay, so I can't give it a 5.
So what cheese would you actually put with that?
A sharp one.
Cheddar, sharp cheddar,
Sharp cheddar?
sharp cheddar.
It's there.
What
That's-
meat would you put with
Whichever one you
No,
do.
I would probably lean toward the turkey, but
Yeah, because the cheddar and ham might be too sharp.
yeah,
So
I would
turkey
probably
with-
with turkey.
No. Okay. So Siobhan, you want to pick the next one?
Sure. So we're next gonna go to Sun Goddess
And while she picks,
by Mary,
while she does that, I will.
and I'm gonna pick the next question. I'm scared.
Dun, dun, dun. Why are you always scared?
Because you know why I'm scared.
Well,
First
you are.
year,
You know
the
what?
first year,
I don't know why I asked that
we
question.
You know, good and bad.
I don't know why I asked that question.
Who are
'Cause we was a little
our
aggressive
average guests
a few
were,
times. Yeah.
and what the questions they brought to the table.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, you hit the lotto. 5,000 a week for life or 1 million cash.
Tax free?
It's a lot, so of course it's not tax free. You paying tax.
Oh,
that? Tastes good.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go the first one. The
5,000 a week.
5,000 a week. What I would do with the 5,000 a week, of course, take the taxes out. Like, go ahead, take the taxes out. I don't want to pay Uncle Sam nothing. I owe at the end of a quarter, a year, nothing. Take the taxes out already. But also knowing that you have that coming, because I wouldn't stop working. That's stupid. Knowing that you have that coming while you're still working, that's double income. That's trip money. That's college fund. I have 6 children. That's investing, making investments and things like that. I would usually probably start a business with that, like set enough to the side to do my
Would you be able to focus enough to start this?
I would, because I will have you and others around me that would keep me focused. I
want
she tried to put it out
everybody
there.
to have heard
See, she
that.
put it out
I
there.
want everybody to have heard the statement. It's
Yes.
been recorded.
Yes,
It's been recorded.
I will never deny my brain. Y'all know, for all our fellow whiners who listen to us on a regular basis, y'all know how my brain works. I need someone that's going to help me focus on one thing at a time. And anyone who knows me knows how my brain works. So they will come to me and go, okay, Michelle, this is annoying, but I need for you to do X, Y, and Z. And do I need to do it? No, it's just legit how my brain works. So understanding that, God has definitely placed a few people in my life throughout this time from dance ministry to personal to work, that'll go, okay, great. But how do we do X, Y? I need you to focus on this right now. Once you do that, you can do that. And I appreciate all of them. For this, Siobhan, I've had my dance ministry sister, Tara. I've had, and Monita, I've had, like, it's different people in different areas of my life. So, yes, I believe I could do it. Thank you.
Right. First one as well. Because once you take the taxes out,
It's the better.
Well, I can get back.
once you take the taxes out, I can put it away.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, no stop working or anything like that.
They had to
Thank
play
you,
around,
baby.
sweetheart.
Go ahead, now you talking. Your TV just drove to you.
Okay. Yeah, you can stack that money up,
Mm-hmm.
and it versus getting one lump sum, and you spend it so quickly.
Correct.
You still have a flow of income
Right.
coming in weekly, and do the things you need to, or just save up.
You really want me to answer the question?
Yes.
Well, with the intelligent mind,
Oh, Lord, here we go.
I would take the 5,000. Understand, 5,000 over a lifetime will it be equivalently actually be more than $1 million
Yes,
at one time. But me taking that 5,000, will I stop working?
No.
No. But I will work at my leisure.
You better say that word
And
again.
what I mean is, if you're making guaranteed 5,000, the government takes home, you still roughly bring home 3,500, right, per week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everyone's talking about start your own business. I'm trying to live. Unlike some people, hey, babe, we going to, okay, well, we're going to save up 2 weeks of this money and we're going to go to Cancun. And, oh, well, Rich, you're going on the budget, kiss my behind, because I got 5,000 coming at the end of it. And with that money being spent or being saved, you can take a tenth of that money and put it into account. When you put that money into account over a month, you're not even 10, but 15 to 20% of that. So if your mortgage is $1,500, even if you took $500 of that money, you could put that and start having to keep going. You never have to worry. Would I work myself still? No, because again, I ain't got but one life. And at the same time, I'd rather leave. I don't want to leave no stone unturned of what I want to do.
Right.
I'm not working myself to 70, 80 years, and I'm making I'm 3,500. I'm bringing home 3,500 a week. Nah, I may not. I'm working at my leisure.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, when you work, you're still making money for someone else. And if you have your own business, you still have to incorporate other people to make your business shine for what it is. Because granted, I have a trucking company. I need drivers to still make my money. So if I'm got 4 trucks and all my drivers are worth a penny, I got 4 trucks sitting there, or I'm worried about those 4 drivers to help me make the money that I'm going to make. I'm not all against people going going out there making money, but I make 5,000 a week. Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm not. I'll take the 5,000 and smile.
I agree.
Yeah, see,
I agree with everybody. I'm taking the 5 as well. I'm gonna take the 5. My thing with taking the 5 a week is for life. Is this for life? And given my current age, like you said, you're gonna see over $1 million. It's a matter of, which I think is a problem a lot of people have now in this society, is short term versus long term. You gotta think farther. $1 million right now sounds great, but you lose in the long term, because 5,000 a week flat is 260,000 a year.
Right.
Once you talk 30, even if you bring it down to 3,500, that's 180 after taxes. So you still are over 6 figures, and everybody sitting here has lived our lives under 6 figures. So if I can get 6 figures, I can travel with that. I can invest with that. I can build, even if I build a business and it's not a business, maybe it's a business like this one right here. Hello, guys. Of 2, maybe 3, if we decided at some point that we wanted to hire somebody to do our editing, or even if we wanted to contract out to do editing and stuff, because I'm tired of doing it.
I'm starting.
I'm tired of doing it. So, even if it's that, I feel like it, and there's so much you can do, even with travel. There are whole travel bloggers where that is
right. That's a job, and they get paid for it. But that's what I was saying. Like, I've always said my perfect job would be for me to create a business and say, this is a team, now go make it work. That's how my brain works. Okay. I come up with ideas, Siobhan knows.
Right.
I know.
I kind of like grew up with you. I know you did.
It's no.
Siobhan knows. You see where you're sitting right now? You're welcome.
Yes.
Because leave it up to her.
It would just still. I have ideas when I go, ooh, remember I told you, like the patent thing that I was like, I thought about this. Oh, and then it'll be, then I'll think about something else. But that's just how my brain works. I don't know why it works that way. It works that way. But if I was getting that, that's why I said, no, it would be, this team, boom, put it together. Okay, cool. That way, when that new idea comes up, this is already in the works. It's moving, new idea. Yes. And it would be multiple streams of income and multiple things going on to the point where, yes, I would literally be a CEO if you don't CEE. Okay?
Right.
What's a CEE?
You won't see me.
Oh.
See.
Get your husband.
I don't know what's happening. Okay, but let's get to these wine ratings because we got a couple more wines.
I'll give it 2.
Okay, so this is the Pinot Grigio by Sun Goddess.
This is Mary J. Blige's wine.
This is nasty.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Straight to the point, bro.
It's extra dry. Bitter. It depends on what I'm eating with it, but other than that, 2.53.
Okay, 2.5.
2.5.
Okay,
Michelle, you gave it originally a 3. I'm gonna have to get. Now I will acknowledge. I want to acknowledge that I still have the taste of the longevity Chardonnay in my mouth, and I think that's the other part because that's acidic.
A couple bottles of water.
Yeah, and because that's acidic, I feel like
it's interfering.
I'm not getting a true.
I get that
because
it smells good.
It smells like it should be good.
Yeah,
it smells like it should be good. But when I taste it, I'm like, this is a dry Pinot. But I also know that I just had the Chardonnay, which is something we're gonna have to start doing, is keeping little bottles of water around when we have these.
So what? The water actually takes away the.
It clears the palate. So I'm gonna clear my palate.
I thought the cheese and the crackers and all.
That'll heighten the taste of the flavors that are in the wines.
Yes. That's not very good then.
Okay, so now that I've had water,
still the same, man.
It doesn't move much. It increases at a 0.5, so I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
Okay, let me do the same thing.
Oh, Lord. Do y'all want to adjust now that y'all had? No. But I did need to, and I agree. It's definitely.
So is the palate clear now? So I drink some more.
It's up to you. You should know when your palate is clear.
My wind palate.
When your palate is clear.
Lord Jesus.
That glass right there that takes.
It's okay. We have a dump bucket.
Yeah.
Still not right.
Nah, I ain't doing that.
That's fine. But
you know
everything doesn't do everything for everyone. Mary J.
Mary J. Who?
Blige.
There you go.
I mean, but you know what? I want to say that we are toasting and celebrating. Whether we like these wines or not, it's fault. Please try them. Wine liking or not is a personal taste.
As you notice, I didn't let it go to waste, but it's dry.
Okay, so the next wine I am going to choose.
You gotta choose the wine and the question.
And the question, sister dear.
Okay, well, I'll let you pour.
Okay.
Can I pour?
It's going to be E Chardonnay.
Back to the Chardonnay.
2020. Back to the Chardonnays. This is John Legend. This is John Legend's brand of wine. So while she does that, I will pick the question.
Before you do that, sis, can I have a piece of turkey?
What's your dream car? Oh, I answer this first. So, like, at first, my dream car was, and y'all better not laugh, because I'm going to laugh, but you better not laugh. I actually had my dream car. It was a 2002 Grand Am GT.
Oh my
That
God.
thing
I forgot
was
about that car.
my beeswax. It had everything. It was cherry red. I had Betty Boo everywhere. I've had my dream car. Yes, that is my dream car. If I saw it this day and it was on sale, I would get it because I loved that car. Now,
Oh, that's your family, baby.
now, outside of that, I want the Audi that was on Taken. I don't know.
Is it A8?
I don't know. I just know it was the Audi that was on Taken. When that man jumped in that car and hit reverse, and I saw the headlights, I fell in love. Okay. So, and I want that year, whatever it was. I don't care if it was 20 years ago.
2008.
Okay. Well, that's what I want. That's what I want. I don't care about the new Audis and all the extra. I don't care about none of that. If I see that, I might want that. But my dream car right now is that Audi on Taken.
All right. What about you, baby?
Mine is a Charger or a Challenger. Basically, either one. Either one. I love the body of it, the curves on it. You get in it, the leather, the sound of.
You have to make it sound like
It
that.
just.
She want to have me have
Like
a
the
moment.
raspy chain, you know what I'm saying?
She
Bless
let
her
her
pearl,
bless her
pearl,
pearl.
It's the sound,
What color?
the feel
What color?
of it.
Let's go. What color?
Oh, I ain't do what color. My color is gonna be midnight blue, and I like midnight blue because in certain light it looks purple.
That's true. So mine would be a rich blood red.
Oh, she coming out vampire.
Oh, their wedding? Oh, was a thing. Okay.
Blood red. It can have a little bit of sparkles to it, blacked out tinted windows.
The windows I want are illegal, so I can't get them.
So when you see it, the red, like you have that image
What
of
windows you talking
black to
The
it as
frosted
well.
ones, the ones that's like black, but look like it's frosted at the
about?
bottom.
Who told you this is illegal?
A police officer. Said I
When did
can't.
we start following the law? Oh, hi, everybody.
I am a law-abiding citizen, okay? Shoot.
Oh, me? So my original, back when I was a kid, guys, okay? I was a kid, was
A
a
Pinto.
no. It was a 1996 Chevy Impala, all black, tan leather interior. Let me tell you, this is back in the day, it was 1996, but we had a computer in my house because my mom worked with computers. Hi, mommy. She worked with computers, and so we had one in the house, and so the internet was still new and popping, but I had it, and I was like looking up cars, and I saw this thing on like auction, and I said, I want that. First of all, my name is Chevon, and so some people call me Chevy back in the day. Hi, Shatan.
1996.
And so I was looking for Chevys, and I saw that Impala, and I said, oh, my baby. But now, in my grown age, so I was like, Audi. Audis are the business. Now, hold on, because I just switched it. My first dream car was the Audi A6, all black. And it's because I actually like smaller cars and smaller women. Yes, I do know how small the Audi. You gonna hate my new favorite.
Okay.
That was my dream, was the all black with the silver inside. And listen, I've had leather seats. They not fun in the summer. So I want the cloth. Okay. I want the cloth. Leather sounds good.
I have them now.
In the Audi?
Ain't nobody gonna be in it but me. I'm gonna be very. See, this is the other thing. My dream car ain't nobody in it but me. Y'all can ask little boy friend. I've already said
I
it.
said the same thing about the cloth seats
I
though.
don't even know.
Yeah.
Audis don't make cars.
No.
I know this, but you can always get a cover.
No, you gonna put.
Listen, I'm gonna do what I want because it's my car.
Jesus
But the
Christ.
A6 was my dream.
So
And then it's changed, so it doesn't even matter.
So what you
It doesn't even matter. And I think that's Eureka. I can't see that far. But hey, sissy.
Hi, Eureka.
My new one, because I saw it on the lot, is the Audi A5. Y'all,
Hey, sissy and brother.
hey, boo. Is the A5
A5 what?
Audi.
Which one?
The Audi A5. I really don't even know what the year was. It's recent though. Because let me tell y'all what happened. And I probably would have gotten arrested for this. And the booth friend can attest it. Let me tell you. Because it was a cop's car.
You always get arrested.
It was a cop's car. I didn't realize. I was literally getting my car service. I don't have an Audi. But I was getting my car service. And where it is, where I live, there's like, it's called Driver's Village. They have like a bunch, like Lexus, Maserati. All of them are on one plane together. So, and they all have their own. It used to be a mall, and then they closed the mall down, split it out, and they split the dealerships in the mall. So I was like, all right. So I was over on, on the side. And then I was walking through the Audis because that's my thing. And I was like, okay, A4s, there was small for me, A6, there was VR, A82B, okay. Da-da-da-da. I came across this car. Ooh. Well, hello. Hello?
You all right?
Hello?
You did something on it?
No, I had a ride moment. These curves. And I walked around and I literally text Marshall, I want this car. He was like, what is it? I had to go around the back because all I saw was from the front at first. I said, I don't know, let me see. And I was like, it's an A5. I took a picture of the back with the license plate and sent it to him. And I was like, I got to get the front. This is when I realized, like, I probably could have got arrested. Because I took a picture of the front, and then after I hit send, because your phone is small.
Right.
So when I saw it in real people life, and I looked up, I noticed the sheriff sticker on the top, on the inside. Oh my goodness. On the inside, like right there on the opposite side of the registration. I said, oh. Let me get around this car for the sheriff thing. I'm like marking him and trying to do like, I'm sorry. I don't know you, but I'm sorry. Okay. I am the random black chick that was. It is. I was admiring your car and I needed to remember what it was. So it had to be recent because I did this last year. So it was either 2019 or 2020.
You wouldn't have got arrested. You could. Not you're taking a picture of the car. You know how many people actually front?
But
that's fine. I mean, people actually.
Unless she's using it. It's one of those.
No, I know, but it's,
It's still one of those oops. It's not something I was intending to do.
It wasn't intentional. I took the back, and then I took the front, and then when I looked up, I said, oh. Well, I didn't hit send now.
And the funny thing is, if the police officer was around, he probably saw you recognize it was his car, and he thought that was the funniest thing in the world.
But that's my new,
my new drink.
I mean.
Okay, ladies. I adore you guys loving Chevy.
Well, we said how.
Oh, wait, I'm going.
Oh, okay.
With the Pontiac. She had a Grand Prix. I was.
Grand Am.
They same difference. It's actually a Grand Prix, Grand Am Prix.
I didn't have that. I had a Grand Am GT.
Excuse me.
Yes.
But it's still Pontiac. Pontiac is still a part of the what?
Right, I get that. But you were trying to call it a Prix. The Prix is smaller. Mine wasn't small.
All I'm saying is I adore the fact that my sisters have adapted to the family of Chevy.
Oh.
And even my beautiful wife with that Dodge,
Hey,
the Charger with the curves. It does something to her. But anyway. That is that.
He's on the data right
now. A little bit. I'll be honest.
You have met her at this curve. You have admired her. See a little bit.
The sexiest car alive that I did have the honor and privilege of driving and daydreaming and climaxing over is the 2007 Bugatti.
Oh.
$1.5 million. Be careful, I drove that already. We're not talking, but we on TV.
Go ahead, finish this.
Look, the 2005 Bugatti. It goes 0 to 60 in 2.7. The curves on it looks better than. I'm not gonna do that. Listen, it is a beautiful car.
Don't get in
with
trouble.
It being my dream car. I have my dream wife. My dream car. Taz will come. Yeah, y'all gonna need bail money for that one.
I won't. I'm broke. I got 6 kids.
You look it up. 2005 Bugatti. Trust what I tell you. Now,
I hear you.
The other dream car that I had, but I have experience of having, I couldn't afford it. So let's keep it where it is a McLaren. And when I tell you,
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
That's American made, baby. It's a McLaren. It's American made. And the oddest thing about McLaren, a lot of Ford drivers love these cars.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you, you talking about a purr. It's a different roar. It's a when you hear, yeah, like that, yeah, that's what it does. See the charger, nah, this, and when you hear it,
So this one scratch you 5 times instead of the low.
Yeah,
right.
It's gonna give you that. It's gonna give you that. Now, see, I have to give up my dream car, which is the Bugatti, because unfortunately, it's not made for fat dude, oversized dudes, guys with stomachs. That's me. Look, because when I sat in the car and drove it, I didn't have this, but I have this, and the steering wheel was still right here. And on top of that, I am 6'4". So the McLaren, when I sat in it, the actual steering wheel came here. Me getting out of the car, I wouldn't do that in front of people. Because again, I have to roll on the ground to get up, literally.
He got to swan dive out the car to get up.
Yeah, pretty much. That's when you put they say stick your left foot out. I got to stick the left foot out, scoot your butt, and then roll out the ground because the actual top, the door goes up. Mm-hmm. So with the door going up and you trying to get out, and I'm older anyway, so I hear a lot of popping and stuff when I get up. So I roll out of the car, and so then I slid up on the side of the car, like, and then I close the door down. But understand, that car is reachable for a person that got 5,000 a week.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mine's too.
Your car.
Oh, mine is that.
I could probably pay for it.
I'm about to say it'd be paid for by
Paid out.
Look, y'all don't understand. I don't believe in car notes.
Ever.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in car notes.
Nope.
I have one. Well, I have one. My husband has one. My husband has one. I don't believe in car notes.
Yeah, because when she said she had a car note, I almost fell out the car. You got what?
Mm-hmm.
She got a car.
I don't believe in car. Even with my Grand Am,
it was painful.
It was funny. So the financing company went out of business. I put my $1,500 down, went to pay my first payment, and it didn't register. I went to the lot, it wasn't there. Mm. I was making phone calls because I was trying to make this payment.
How did you get the title?
Don't worry about that.
Gave it to me.
They gave the title.
They gave
no,
it to
I'm
me.
just,
No, they gave me.
Because, sometimes they'll try to reroute and do.
No, nothing. So I paid $1,500. And this was when Malachi was like 2-3 years old.
Mm-hmm. No, about
he was about 2-3, yeah. Like so, yeah. This was 2002. Malachi was born 2005, so it was about 2007. $1,500.
It's a great gift.
That's what I don't believe in car notes.
I mean, after that experience, I wouldn't either.
Right.
So,
if that can happen all the time.
This Chardonnay by John Legend, LVE. Patrick, you want to go?
You really want me to go?
Yes,
please.
Okay, John Legend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't he make that song? What's his name?
He made a lot of songs, Patrick.
What's the song they famous for?
Ordinary People.
I give it a
Corona.
Yeah, that would feel like Corona gonna have my damn throat. Just made the back of my throat.
No.
I give it a 2.5. He up there with Mary J. Blige. I give him a 3. I gave Mary J. a 3, right? Yeah, I give him 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That
did you just say this is beer?
it has a spicy, peppery, like very, very strong peppery, spicy. It's just strong and bitter. It is strong and bitter. It smells like it too.
Smells strong and bitter and tastes strong and bitter.
Yeah, it really does.
Smell like it's
and so, what's your thank you, cameraman, the boy farm.
Thank you, sir.
It's like he called you a fart.
I said the boy farm. Why you gotta do this?
It tastes like I
I
had a
know.
steak with it or something.
Or something heavy.
Something heavy.
Right, really.
So
Okay.
these are ones that you should have with meats.
You can
Maybe.
or desserts. You are just a mess.
And this is
And moving a 2. Okay.
So Michelle, you originally gave this a 2.5.
And it's
and I'm gonna have to give this a 2. I really, especially because we have the other Chardonnays on the table. This is not standing up to them, like at all.
yeah.
Like I'm sorry, but
Why did you
it's dry and that's it.
Yeah, it is.
Like, that's it.
Pepper. It's
It's dry pepper and that's it.
I think he walked. Anyway, listen. What is your best? He's already welcome. So technically, well, what I want to ask you, like Chardonnays are they genuinely with white grapes or
all Chardonnays are white?
Or white grapes.
It's a white grape.
Mm-hmm.
The Chardonnay grape is white.
So with that being said, are they the foods that actually coexist with that would be
more so of your chickens, your fish, but it also depends on where the actual Chardonnay grape is grown. Look at me sounding like I know something.
And how dry they process it and ferment the fermentation process.
Right. So it's a lot. So that's why they vary, which is why having 3 different Chardonnays, you got 3 different tastes. Depending on where they're from, the process, the packaging, all of that plays a part in the taste. Also, some of them will taste better when they decant. Some of them may be better at room temperature. So it's your own personal preference as well. So it's a number of things.
And then whether it's truly a medium body or if it's a fuller body, like, and that's heavier. Like, so when you taste it, if it tastes heavy, that's a full body. If it's something that you kind of, it's a little airy, that's light, and then medium is in the middle. I think that to me the issue with the John Legend out of the 3 is it's the lightest, and it's nothing to it. The longevity is probably the heaviest, and then the brown will be in the middle.
Correct.
The other thing about Chardonnay, because of how it is processed, it tends to be dry, and it tends to be a dinner wine.
Mm-hmm.
Chardonnay is most often a dinner wine. It's not usually something some people do, just like Michelle. Again, it's a personal preference. Have it on their own and just have their sip. But for a lot of people,
that's
Chardonnay is their white go-to dinner wine, especially with your heavier foods, your steaks, your heavy chickens, your really seasoned foods, because it is so dry and it's so acidic that it makes your mouth water, and so you usually want that juicy meat.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So Chardonnay, what wine is it that has a sparkle in it?
Sparkling wine.
That's it. So all it is pretty much the what you call it, acid in it, like they do sodas.
The fermentation is a different process, but your sparkling wines, the most traditional is of course champagne, but to be considered a true champagne, it must come from Champagne, France.
Right.
Otherwise, you get your California champagne.
That's a wine fact.
Right.
That's a lot of people who don't know that.
Wine fact.
They know
because we've
told them you have to follow our page.
But if you see Brutes on a package, it just means sparkling.
Brut
just means sparkling. That's all it means.
I like that.
Yes.
Brut.
So like you.
We don't talk about Brut.
Oh, no. Right. They've been flipping.
I have children.
So our last wine is going to be the LVE sparkling. Speaking of,
Who's LVE?
That's John Legend's brand. John Legend again, his brand.
Again.
Yes, but this is a sparkling French rosé. So this is the
French rosé. So which means the grapes came from France.
Correct. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. John like that.
We don't talk about John.
No. Okay, and Ryan, you're gonna end us off. You started this. Okay.
Wait.
Well, yeah, but you
don't
did.
want
Did
to read that.
you pick a question?
Yes,
I did. I picked
She picked this one.
Nigga drank too much.
I picked the 5,000.
I don't think
The lottery question.
What was your first date with your current significant other?
Shit.
Oh, he about to get in trouble. No, I wrote that one actually, so I'm sorry. She picked it. It's not like I told her to. We talking date night. We got Rosé. Come on, back up.
You want me to answer that?
Yeah, she wants you to answer.
She wants you to answer.
Don't get in trouble.
Okay.
You better remember.
Remember
When you remember.
Now, our first date. With or without the happy ending? I mean,
No, we don't think about it. We asked about your first date.
Okay. Can you have a little bit more of that alcohol, please? I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, you want me to give you the date and the time?
No, just what happened, what it was.
Well, our first date, I was working limousines, and I asked her, could she meet me at the bar? That's how it traditionally started. Just how the raccoon thing went on. But this wasn't the raccoon
I don't know
moment.
about the raccoon.
Yeah, they don't know about the
They
raccoon.
do.
Yeah.
That was
IG
important.
knows about the
IG
raccoon.
knows about the raccoon.
All right.
So when I asked her and Mimi at Anacostia Park.
Okay.
So at Anacostia Park we had Caribbean food, which was curry goat with jerk gravy, and she had chicken and vegetables and rice.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in the Cadillac, and we would sit the seats up front, pull the TV down, and we would eat there. Right behind the skating ring, directly in the back is the second entrance next to the third tree on the left.
He's doing good. He's doing good.
I mean, we haven't heard
We had
objections
the
so
sun.
far.
We used to let the sunroof out until it started getting extremely hot, and we would sit there and we would just talk. While the movie would play, and we would our first date we were talking because we were already acquainted with one another.
Okay.
So the first date in which led us on the journey of us getting married,
Oh.
that's the first date. Now the first date that we had prior to when we first met each other, it was actually on. She went to work with me.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
we drove from DC, Gettysburg back to DC, back to Germantown. Like she stayed with me that whole day, and she worked in Georgetown. So I'm kind of different, and I do know what I do know is that the highway is aphrodisiac. So all you have is the radio and time to actually. You have one another. You can even just sit there and embrace the speed, the ride, the scenery, but to engage in a conversation, it gets deeper. And that's the first date was in between GW Parkway 270, 495. No, GW Parkway 495, 270, 70, and then back down again.
Okay.
So,
Ron,
And
is
what was
this
my
accurate?
first? What was my first? So my meal at that time for the first date was a spicy bite and some salt and vinegar
Okay.
and a Slurpee. I was good.
that was the very
I
first.
was good.
We talking about.
That's what it
journey
said.
that-
I mean, it's the first,
Yeah.
honey.
We had two firsts.
Okay, it's okay. She describing her first,
First.
what she think of.
Yeah, we went to 7-Eleven, but you probably
We
let that
had
go
a
out.
lot of park dates. I'm not sure the first one.
You can't remember the video. You can't remember that.
I believe the first one could have been what you said. However,
Okay.
it was at Olive Garden in Waldorf.
Flag on the play.
Olive Garden,
Mm-mm.
because it was not Outback
Mm-mm.
on his lunch break. It was Olive Garden that I remember. A date.
Okay. Well,
Uh,
women and men may have, and we
Actually, it was after a funeral. And we went to Olive Garden in Waldorf, and he was acting like he was my driver.
I was. Was I not?
You took me to the funeral, yeah.
Okay.
But he was acting as if he was my driver.
I
And he
wouldn't
was
have said that, baby.
my chauffeur.
Yeah,
chauffeur.
And he
Uh-huh.
took me into Olive Garden and was like telling everyone, I ordered the food. He didn't order anything. They was like, "Sir, he was like, I'll just have water and bread." Like he was really my chauffeur.
Right.
And I was like, well, and it was funny to put the scene because I was like, here, have some of mine. And they were just looking, the waiters was looking. He was like,
My brother likes to play games.
He does.
Okay, he
A lot.
really does.
so they just thinking that, we giving eyes to each other and I'm kind of like touching his hand. They were like,
what's happening?
right.
What is
She
she
has
has?
something
She
going
got
on
something
with
with
her
her
driver.
driver.
And I was
Cheating
just
on
like-
somebody with your chauffeur. What's
and
that?
I'm just feeding him and they were like, are you really the driver?
I feel like I'm being played.
Yeah, right. And that's what the whole
And my
thing
brother
was.
does things like that.
Does.
He
But
does.
That wasn't the first date, lady.
What was the first date?
I told you what the
I
first
said
date
we
was.
had
You
plenty
had
of
Costa
park. We had plenty
That
of
was the
park.
first one when we met.
We had
Okay,
When we
girl.
started going up to talk
Yes.
to.
What was yours?
So my first,
Because this will never stop.
my first date with my husband is actually an interesting story. Well, not interesting, but it's a little funny. My husband had been asking me out in the course of 3 months, every 3 months, almost to the nose. I still have the messages on a date, and I kept telling him no. Like, you got too much stuff with you. I got time. And in the midst of that, I was talking to my sister Erica.
Hey,
Eureka.
Eureka.
Hi, boo. And I was telling her how I wanted something different. I had been on a celibacy journey, and yeah, we were on it at the same time.
We were.
And I was like,
Amen.
I don't want to do the same thing over and over again. There was someone who was persistently trying, or so he thought. And I was telling him, I want something different. Like, that was my train of thought. That was my speech. That's where I was in life. I didn't want the same situationships. And my husband asked me, so when we going out? And I was like, jokingly in my head, I knew for a fact it was a joke because, again, like I said, he had too much stuff with him. He said, so when we going out on a date? I said, when you ask me out for real? And he was like, Michelle Tae, my last name, will you go out on a date with me? I didn't see this message. Erica.
That's the wrong person to see the message.
Saw my message.
That's the wrong person.
Wrong person, right? She responded. I was in the shower. When I got out, I look at my phone and Erica was like, oh, he texted you. I said yes. And I was like, no, you messing me up. This is an ongoing thing. Like, he knows the answer is no. Well, you keep saying you want something different. So at this point, him not knowing this, it seems as if I have said yes to the date. So I'm like, okay, I go on this date. That's going to be it. I'm going to have nothing else to do with this man. He's going to go about his business. I'm going to go about mine. Ta-da. So
7 years later.
So he was like, all right, we're going to go to dinner. And I was like, okay. But he hit me up and was like, hey, my client's schedule changed, this, that, and the other. Can we do lunch? I had just eaten lunch. So I was like, crap, fine. We can do lunch. So we ended up going to Fridays in Forestville.
Cheers to Friday.
Fridays in Forestville was me and the husband, because that's what
he is,
man.
The
husband. He named
himself
the husband.
I saw it.
Yes. He was like, that was our first date. And because I had just eaten, and this is always a joke of his, always, only thing I ordered was spinach dip.
Amen to the spinach dip. That's
all I wanted. I wanted the spinach dip. So I ordered the spinach dip. Meanwhile,
back in the range.
this man ordered an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. What made the date, our first date, so memorable is our first date, neither of us touched our phone the entire time.
Great.
Mm-hmm. When I say entire time, to the point when we were walking back to the car, I was like, ooh, do I have my phone? It was in my purse. I never thought about it, never looked at it, didn't check an alert. And that's just how much genuine fun and conversation we had.
Right.
In my head, I still had it made up in my mind, I'm not going out with this man again. But my husband, being the persistent guy that he is, he made sure he saw me every day after.
That's that Leo stuff. Sorry.
No, it is.
It is.
He made sure I saw him every day afterwards. And I mean, here we are 7 years later. Long story short. But that was our first date. And to this day, I love it, which is why we have implemented. Yeah, I know. See, she gets me. She gets me every time. Implemented date nights, because for us, we figured out in this 7 years. I mean, you hear it all the time, but we figured it out for ourselves. That is a very, even if it's something that's going to Dave and Buster's, y'all don't know how many times we be like, you know what? It's date night, bare bone minimum. We go on to Dave and Buster's because we both have a competitive spirit.
Right.
So, but it's a must for us. So Shout out to Fridays, like I said, for the first date. And that was the
We're on
ghettoest Fridays ever. Forestville, the ghettoest. Okay.
Well, I had to shout out Friday because that was my first date with the boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
And that cameraman in the back, I see.
Cameraman in the back.
So here's our first date, which we were actually literally just talking about this driving here. Wasn't supposed to be a date. It wasn't. It was so come back with me if you will. To August of 2018. And I was already out of a relationship, but it was still lingering in my mind. I was hoping it would work, but it didn't. I went back to my comfortable situation, as well as a lot of people do, men and women. And he hit me up. Eureka, let me tell you something.
This girl.
Everybody needs Eureka. I love my sister. Like, let me tell y'all, we go through our stuff, and we've been going through our stuff for a couple years now. But I will always say that I love Eureka to Jeff, to bone. That has been my road dog. She has been my accomplice, my bad influence. Yes, I done a lot of things
over the years.
But she hit me up and was like, "Hey sis, karaoke this Wednesday. Marshall's going. We going. Do you want to go?" Now for context of me and the boyfriend, we had known each other since 2014, but we hadn't really hung out. Right? Like, he was whole engaged. I had a situation going on, and then I had a boyfriend going on. Like, so from 14 to 8, like those 4 years, life, we weren't.
They actually been in the same room, in the same living room.
And then
I was there,
and
one
then
on one couch, and one on the other couch, and I'm sitting in the other side because I was living over there with them too. I'm sorry, Ty, and Erica. And I would come out the room, and Marshall's here. I'm sorry, La Blue.
The boyfriend.
My boyfriend. My boyfriend is here, and Chevy. Yeah, that's gonna be your nickname from now on. Big body Chevy. Chevy was sleeping on the other couch. I'm like, all right, okay, cool. I ain't never seen nothing.
You took the couch. Don't act like okay couch. He took the whole couch. Do not let him play y'all like okay cool. I was here, he was here, and he Patrick come in. Y'all stupid. And lifted the whole the couch.
I'm in the floor trying to figure out.
We on the floor trying to figure out what that happened. Anywho, so the point of the date was
y'all welcome.
Eureka was like, "Hey sis, you want to go to a karaoke?" And I said, "Okay, cool." And she was like, "Yeah, ask Marshall for the details because he's setting it up." All right, cool. So I go on Facebook. I was still on Facebook at this point. I went on. No, I wasn't. I said, "Hey, I heard you got something going on this weekend, but I'm not on Facebook. Can you send it to me?" So he screenshot and sent me the Facebook invites way back in the day, guys. And so I said, "All right, cool. I'll see you there." So I pulled up, and I was on the phone with, I don't remember what. I could have been on the phone with Eureka the whole time, quite honestly. I don't remember. I was on the phone with somebody. I said, "Okay, well, I'm pulling up. I'll call you back." So I get out the car, and I'm walking up, and I'm expecting to see a group. Now, people I don't know because he was the only person I knew. And he's standing at the front by himself. So I walk up, and he's getting off the phone. "Yeah, well, I guess that's okay. I'll call you back later. It's fine." And hung up. He was like, "Hey." I was like, "Hey." And he gave me a hug. And I said, "Okay, so is everybody me?" He's like, "Well, it looks like it's just going to be us because everybody else had canceled." So I was like, "Okay, well," and it was Fridays in Largo. So I'm already here. I was living in Baltimore. I'm not turning around. I'm going to eat. I am going to eat. I did have the spinach dip. Amen. Amen. And so we went in, and it was karaoke going on, and I know the whole thing was supposed to be he's going to sing or whatever. We hadn't really talked to each other really in like years. So we wound up, didn't look at phones. He didn't go up and sing. Some dude got up and sang, and I think that was the only time we kind of both were like, "Oh yeah, karaoke's going on." So it wound up being our first date unintentionally because everybody else canceled, and it was supposed to be a group thing. But it was just me and him sitting in the and we sat for like 2-3 hours.
Yeah, we sat there for a minute. They stopped singing.
They had stopped singing.
Y'all welcome. It was actually set up for y'all to get.
Patrick said, "Look, I did this."
And
Man,
so
cars that broke down, people were sick. Erica was like, "I'm coming." I'm not coming.
I'm not coming. Yeah, that was it. I was on the phone with her because I said, "Hey, I'm almost there." She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna make it, but he'll be there. There should be other people there, so don't worry about it. Just have a good time." Okay, and then I get there and it's just him.
Now, what's the first official?
You're welcome.
And I don't know what the first official.
What is it? Yeah,
Probably one of the airport. No. Our first official was that we used to go sit and watch the planes fly outside BWI.
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 You get a little closer.
Not close to BWI, but those planes. But we would sit where the field where the
You get closer.
Right. No, our first official was New Year's Eve of 2019. So 1/1/2019 to 12/31/18 and 19. He had tickets for a comedy show, and he asked me if I wanted to go. And this was back in, I think November. He solidified the tickets, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." I still had my situation going on, so I was like, "All right, whatever." And December of 18 was a horrible month.
Yeah, that's when we saw you at the drink. What's the drink?
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah,
when that date, dude.
that whatever the fuck that was. Well,
It's all right.
It's fine.
You're
You
fine.
good.
Yeah,
I was on a date.
For that one, it's okay. You say.
Right,
Okay.
I was on a date, and that didn't.
You need to apologize too, because you really need to apologize because I almost got my butt whipped for you because of that. Because she didn't know who you were. And she was looking good. She was like, "And who was that?" I said, "That's my little sister." She said, "What?" I said, "You don't know all of them."
I told
It's a
y'all.
try.
It's a lot of. It's a
Okay.
try. It's a whole try.
It's a lot.
No, I was home on a date. And matter of fact, when I got in trouble with this dude I was on my first date with, because I went when you hey sis, like, "Oh hey brother," gave you a hug. He was like, "Well, who that?" I was like,
Well,
"That's my
clearly.
brother." I literally just said,
Hey.
right.
But you
I
should-
said, "Hey, that's my brother."
But the look on her face when she saw me, it was a sigh of relief.
Thank
She
you
was
for
like,
coming in.
This is horrible.
Yeah.
It was one of those. I met him at the gym.
I think you told me about this.
Yeah, I met him at the gym. But anyway, so my first official with Le Boyfriend was the comedy show, and that was awesome. And here's how I knew that I actually liked him, because I held his hand when we were leaving to get out, because we were at Royal Farms Arena.
Mm-hmm.
We were at the Royal Farms Arena, and the crowd let out.
Yeah,
He went to the bathroom. He came back. I didn't want to lose him, so I was holding his hand and leading him through the crowd because I'm smaller,
You're in the
so
front,
I
right.
could see right. And then when we got outside, though, I didn't let his hand go. And I had said to him over the course of August to December, I don't do PDA.
Mhm.
Like, I don't do hand holding. I don't do kisses in public.
Mhm.
I don't do none of that. None of it. I don't do it. And so, I realized we were like 2 blocks from the garage, and I was like, I'm still holding his hand, but I'm comfortable here,
Mhm.
so I'm good.
mm-hmm.
And that was when I realized, like, oh, I kind of like him a little bit.
Oh, God.
Just
Let it
before or
go.
after the couch tip.
This was 4 years after you took
4
the
years.
couch.
Four.
4.
You welcome.
Nope.
4 years some change.
He still trying to take credit for this.
He took the couch in 14. The day
Right.
was
Just
18.
say yes.
18 minutes to 19.
Just say yes. You
Thank
did
you.
it. You did it, brother.
Hey, thank you, Patrick. Appreciate you. You that nip. Oh, you that dude.
I got
Okay,
That
so
dude.
what is our rating for our final line for this wonderful hour and a half?
Right.
It's sparkling.
The sparkling French Rosé by LED John Legend.
It's sparkling.
It's sparkling.
And your rating
And
number?
your rating
Yeah,
is
that part is sparkling.
it's sparkling.
Oh, so that means
My
a
rating
0.5?
is a 1. Yeah.
No,
Yours
it's
is a
zero.
1, right?
1.
Yeah, you get a good
I'm
one.
not a sparkling.
Okay, a good. Patrick said a good one.
You get a 1. It's sparkling.
Dang, that's worse. What? Let me take
No,
that.
it's not.
There you go, take this.
We have a 0.5. We definitely have had a 0.5.
Yeah, but he's talking about for this one.
Oh, for this one out, yeah.
Okay, so Patrick is giving it a 1, and so is Ross. So y'all are together, collective, united
Unit.
front.
Unit.
Any reason?
One
Want to
of
give
four.
a reason?
Okay,
I'm
let me
not
say
sparkling
this. The
person.
sparkling, it gives me hope.
It's sour.
The smell, it gives me like, oh, it's going to be, and it's not sweet. and then the mask not being sweet and it's sparkly and it's like, okay, it tastes like a red grape. And it's weird. It tastes like a red grape with sparkling with no sugar and salt.
Okay, so Ron,
It smells like bubbles.
it smells like it does.
It smells sweet.
I
Like it's
remember
supposed to
It
be.
doesn't really smell sweet to me. It doesn't smell sweet.
It smells sweet to me.
Okay, and Ty and Michelle.
That's
Where
all.
you at?
That's
I don't
Tag.
like bubbles though.
This, first of all, for those, just for clarification, I am not a rosé drinker. I don't like sparkling. I don't like champagne. It's never agreed with me. I've never agreed with it.
Say it again.
I'll drink it when it's appropriate time, but in choosing a champagne will never be what I choose. So this is along those lines. The aromas of I feel like is this a dark fruit?
I remember this one. So originally I gave it a 2. I'm gonna have to
I think
drop
it's
it
a
to a
plum.
1. My statement when I smelled it was, this smells like cotton candy to me. I remember
I do remember you saying that.
because this was
Parking.
very
Mark,
parking.
Parking.
It's your parking.
You said 452. It's 456.
So you just need to add an hour. You just need to add an hour.
Damn, Southern management.
I remember this one being cotton candy to me, and I said then that this was the ordinary people of Rosé, and that if you were going to a function and you didn't really know them, but you wanted something festive, that you would bring this, but you would have to. This is a good base for a wine tail if you want a sparkling, just like with a rose, like
I
a lot
think
of
this would be
champagne.
a good not mimosa. What's the other one? Panini.
Oh,
a
Bellini.
Bellini. That's what it is. I am all over the place.
She said, ma'am. I was like, ain't that a
Look, I'm all over the place.
All right.
Thank you. Y'all, this is why I have family. Support systems are important.
Just go back to the thing.
Yes, this right here is that for me.
Yeah.
Do I fit now? Will this get you there?
Yeah,
It's sparkling, so yes,
I'm there
you
now.
will.
However,
I'm drunk.
putting it amongst other wines and having a choice, this would not be your first choice. For a sparkling rosé, my rating in itself would be a 2.5. And that's just based off other sparkling rosés that I've had. The rosé is not as upfront in the tasting. The rosy part is not there. For me. So my overall true rating will be a 2. Again, and that's because I just don't do sparkling rosés. But I'm willing to try it, and I'm willing to be persuaded in another direction. So this is going to be a 2. I feel like it's muffled. It's not a clean, crisp taste. It's very muffly. It's very.
I gotta edit.
Muffly is probably the taste. This is not a full body. This is probably a mid to.
It's a sparkling light.
Yeah,
light
it
medium.
doesn't seem like it's light to me though. This probably
Sparkling
is
medium.
yeah. And I feel like if this might have been a little bit lighter, this might have hit a little bit better. And that's just my opinion. Again, I am not an expert. My taste buds are weird. I could be tasting something that's not there. But my overall rating is going to be a 2 for this one. Yeah, and I'm going to dump.
You dumping?
Yes,
Mr.
we
Legend.
can dump.
I'm not dumping, Mr. Legend. You got it.
I will dump.
You and Mary J. Blige, because of your names, I will indulge.
So I will say that brings us to the final sum up of our top 3 wines.
Mm-hmm.
And our top 3 wines coming in at first place with an average rating of a 4.1 is the Chardonnay by Longevity out of California. Our second place is the Chardonnay by House of Brown, also out of California at a 3.5. And our final coming in at a 2.6 is the Pinot Grigio by Sun Goddess. Because again, the average rating. And y'all can thank Michelle. She put y'all up there.
I did. I enjoyed it.
But those are our top 3 wines for our February Black-owned wines that we had in the month of February.
Photoculture.
Please support Black-owned wines all through the year. We just did it for, Black History Month, but they exist clearly as we exist.
Clearly.
All year long, and it's a lot of great selections out there, whether on this table or otherwise.
Right. Yes, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen. So, for us, by us, it's always a model of ours. Yes, even FUBU. So, yeah. If you have tried any of these wines and you feel completely opposed to us, let us know in the comment section. We love to hear your opinions. If you have any other wines that you would like to suggest made for us, by us, let us know. We are always here for those, and we would love to do a wine review on those as well. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to say cheers to that. And this brings us to another wonderful conclusion of our Whiteout Live. Thank you for being so patient with us through all of our technicalities this week, this month, well, this week or this month. Be sure to join us live each and every fourth Saturday at 3 p.m. sharp, whether it be on YouTube or Instagram at a little something, the number 2 wine about. And as always,
there's nothing wrong with a little wine.
Bye.
Thank you to our guests.
Yes, thank you to our guests. Thank you to you all.